Hi, I'm Eric Siegel, and today we're going to be checking out the Best Glide ASE Military Scout Pocket Survival Tin. Best Glide ASE makes some of my favorite survival kits, and this is one of them. Certainly not the best they make, but it's pretty good. Now, right here it says military and government, and I guess this is intended to be used by persons in the military or the government. I don't know if it actually is, or if it's issued to them or anything like that, but on the Best Glide ASE website, it says the kit includes genuine U.S. military issued or approved items, some NATO approved items, items that are made in the USA when possible, and basically it's a military version of Best Glide ASE's Adventure Pocket Survival Tin, which I'll be showing in a future video. But yeah, it comes in this cool packaging, and again, it reminds me kind of like an MRE. Now, you can rip it open at the top, like an MRE packaging or something like that, but I actually just cut it open in the back to save the packaging. But that's what it looks like. And most of the Best Glide ASE kits kind of look like this. They're a tin that's then sealed with vinyl tape, kind of like electrical tape. And then on the back, there's no list of the contents. On most Best Glide ASE kits, they do have a contents list somewhere on the outside, but they don't have one on here. So anyway, let's go ahead and open it up and see what's in there. So we'll start by removing this tape. And the tape is wrapped around this thing to give it some waterproofing. It does have a sealant on the inside to help out with that, but the tape certainly completes that setup. And you don't want to throw this tape away. It's good tape, and especially in a survival situation, you'll want to keep this tape. And basically, like I said, it's kind of a vinyl electrical tape, so it can be very useful. So we'll set that aside. And now we'll go ahead and crack open the kit. There we go. So first up, we've got some survival instructions and basic survival tips here. And I'm not going to read all of this, but you know, it's your basic survival tips that you might find in any survival kit. Moving on, right here we've got some cordage. Looks like some thin paracord or paracord-like material. Let's take a look. And yeah, this looks like pretty good quality cordage. It's definitely not 550 paracord or anything that strong, but you know, in a pinch it'll do, and it seems pretty durable and pretty well made. And I know there's about 10 feet of cordage right here because I've seen this in other Best Glide kits before. So there's about 10 feet of paracord-like material here. And then we've got a fishing kit, and this is almost identical to the fishing kit that was in the Best Glide ASE basic fishing kit that I already reviewed. So I'm not going to take everything out. If you want to see the exact contents, you can watch that video. But basically, there's some monofilament line that's wrapped around some balsa wood with a rubber band around it. There's a rubber white fishing lure with a hook embedded in it with a sinker up front. Then there are 4 individual sinkers, and I believe 6 fishing hooks of varying sizes. And there's also a desiccant pack in there to prevent rust and stuff like that. So it's pretty nice. Up next, we've got a sewing kit. And this is actually a pretty good sewing kit from what I can see. Pretty thorough. So let's take a look at the contents. So, first and foremost, we've got some thread. And this is some fairly thick thread. Pretty strong. So, I'm not sure how much there is here, but if I had to guess, probably somewhere between 25 and 50 feet maybe. Then we've got 2 black buttons in case you need to replace a button, which I think is kind of funny to have in a survival kit. You know, my survival is depending on replacing these 2 buttons. And then we've got some safety pins. We've got 3 large ones and then 3 smaller ones. There they are. Then we've got a tool to thread a sewing needle. And then we've got the needles themselves, and it looks like we've got 1 smaller needle and 2 larger needles, and then 2 straight pins. Pretty nice. And they've got some tape around the ends so that you don't poke yourself or they don't poke out of the bag or damage anything else in the survival kit. So it's pretty nice. So there you have it. It's a pretty thorough sewing kit. All right, moving on. Up next, we've got some water purification powder. This is really cool. I've never seen water purification powder in a survival kit before. Normally, it's the water purification tablets. So this is really neat. Chloroflock water purification powder. Carefully tear open sachet and add to 1 liter of water. So 1 sachet will treat 1 liter of water. Shake for 1 minute, then leave for 3 minutes. Swirl for 30 seconds and leave for 7 minutes. And then filter through a cotton cloth, like a t-shirt material, before drinking. So this is really neat. Let's see how many there are. Now, it amazes me how many survival kits are on the market that do not have any water purification tablets or powder or a water filter or something like that. You know, these tablets and the powders are so small and they're not very expensive, and yet they are absent from so many survival kits. And so for that reason, a lot of times when I augment and improve survival kits that I buy, water purification tablets are one of the first things I add. So it looks like there's 6 sachets. They like to do things in 6s, I've noticed. So with this, you could treat 6 liters of water. That's really good. Up next, we've got a little button compass right here. And let's see if it's accurate. And it is. Works fine. Then we've got a packet of desiccant here, again to prevent rust and corrosion and stuff. Then we've got a wire saw. Looks to be fairly good quality. I'm not going to unravel this thing, but I'm sure you could saw a small limb or something like that. Then we've got some tinder pieces, some cotton tinder pieces. We've got 3 of them, it looks like. So you would use this to start a fire. You puff it out into a thin, puffy ball, and then you use a ferro rod to light it and get your fire going. So there's 3 of those. Then we've got some wire that you could make a snare with. I'm not sure how much wire. I'm guessing probably about 10 feet or so. So you can make a snare to catch an animal or something like that, or you could use it to do repairs on something if you had to. Then we've got a ranger band, which is a big thick rubber band. These always come in handy for numerous uses. Good to have. You could, one thing you could do with this is form a crude tourniquet. If you were injured, you might be able to use this as a crude tourniquet. But you could also use it to fasten things together, all sorts of stuff. Then we've got a whistle. Let's see how it sounds. Oh yeah. Not bad. I've heard better, but this is certainly adequate and it'll get someone's attention. This is a magnification lens, and you can use this to start a fire. Like when you burn ants with the sun through a magnifying glass. Same thing. Pretty cool. Then right here, we've got a couple of light sticks, it looks like. Let me go ahead and open these up. Looks like they've taped them shut. Nope, it's a couple candles. Thought they were glow sticks, but they're actually candles, which is nice. And on top of that, you've got a little baggie here, which you could use, I guess, to collect some water if you had to. I always want to keep this around. This could come in handy. Then we've got, oh, nice, some storm matches. Looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 storm matches. These could come in really handy. And storm matches, just in case you don't know, they're made in such a way where they will burn even when wet. So you can light these, stick them under water, pull them out of the water, and they'll still be burning. They're really cool. It's a nice thing to have. Then we've got our ferro rod and striker. It's pretty small, but I'm sure it works fine. Let's see here. They've got it encased in this metal thing, which is kind of weird, but scrape some of the paint off. Now, you're supposed to use this sawtooth end to generate the sparks, but that never works very well. And so I prefer just to use the end, the flat side here. And you can see it throws some nice sparks. So that's pretty good. Then we've got a couple of zip ties. These are great to have in any survival kit. Numerous uses for these. Then right here we've got a signaling mirror. Go ahead and take it out. So they've got a protective cloth to protect and or clean the mirror. And then they've got instructions on this side letting you know how to use it. And you can pause that and read it if you want to. And now we're getting into some first aid items. So we've got a couple of butterfly closures here. Then we've got some band-aids. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 band-aids. Then here we've got a razor knife. It's not as good as a real knife, but in a pinch it'll do. Then right here, oh, this is really nice. We've got a Whirl-Pak water bag. This will hold 1 liter of water. I'm not going to open it up, but this is it's a water bag. It holds 1 liter of water, and what's nice is that they have a gusset on the bottom so that the bag will stand upright on its own. So this goes with those water purification powder sachets. So between those and this, you can get 6 liters of drinkable water. That's really nice. And then at the very bottom, there's a little pencil. Not bad. There's no real paper to write on other than the survival tips packet, but it's nice to have in there. And then finally, we've got the tin itself, which you could use to boil water or cook food or any other number of purposes. And of course, you could use the top of the tin as well. You'd have to scrape off this sealant here, but either one of these could be used to cook food, and you could boil some water in here and so forth. So not bad at all. All right, so here is the entire kit laid out. So just to summarize, we've got the sewing kit, the fishing kit, 10 feet of cordage, snare wire, the wire saw, band-aids, butterfly closures, water purification powder, a 1 liter Whirl-Pak water bag, survival tips, the ranger band, desiccate, 2 candles, 3 pieces of tinder, a ferro rod and striker, 10 storm matches, a magnifying glass, the signal mirror, a pencil, the razor knife, the compass, and the whistle, and of course the tin itself. Alright, so I'm going to pack all this stuff back into the tin, but when I do, I'm actually going to try to add a few new items just to make the kit a little better. I'm going to try to add a couple pieces of this waterproof storm paper for the pencil. I'm going to try to add this mini med kit that contains 2 ibuprofens, a Benadryl, and an Imodium. And then finally, I'm going to try to add 1 or both of these mini glow sticks that you snap and then they glow for a few hours. So we'll see if we can fit them in there. It's a pretty tight fit the way it is, so it'll be a challenge. We'll see what happens. All right, let's see if we can do this. A little bit too tight. like I got it all in there. And the only thing left outside was the Ranger band, but I did that on purpose. And we'll just put it around like that once we have all the tape on. But let me go ahead and tape it back. Alright. Got it all in there, plus the added items. And then lastly, I'm going to take that Ranger band and just put it around the outside like that. Kind of help keep the whole thing closed anyway. So there we go. Now, one of the nice things is that you can buy a pouch for this survival kit at the Best Glide website, and it'll fit any of their 10 survival kits. And it's a nice pouch. It's got a little area there for the kit, so you just put it in there and then zip it up like that. It's got a little pocket here for just any miscellaneous items. Velcro shut. It's got a hook on this side, a belt loop here, and then another little loop up here. And it's made in the USA, which is really nice. So there it is. You've got the Best Glide Pocket Survival Tin carrying case, and then inside we've got the Best Glide ASE Military Scout Pocket Survival Tin. It's a very thorough survival kit. As I said before, I think Best Glide ASE makes some of the best survival kits out there, and this is certainly one of them. It's not the best one they make. The best one is their Advanced Survival Kit, which I'll review in a later video. But for its size, this one is very thorough, and it definitely would be a big help to have this in a survival situation. But that's about it for now. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm Eric Siegel, and I'll see you next time.